There comes a time when we are asked to perform a near impossible task, one that only the bravest and strongest souls could ever hope of having the chance of accomplishing. I exaggerate, but you get the idea. Welcome, my friends, I am Wavy, and today the Monolith has presented to us a challenge. In our classic STALKER Anomaly, make our way from the CNPP to Cordon and capture the southern checkpoint. This is what the Monolith has asked of us, and this is precisely what the Monolith will get. Now, how this is going to work is a little complicated, but I'll try to keep it nice and sweet. Rules are: hardest difficulties, no modifying any values, any armor outside of the heaviest, upgrades allowed but no weight upgrades, no artifacts but medical supplies are allowed, rifles and snipers are banned, meaning shotguns and SMGs only, with an optional 10 shots with the Gauss Rifle for those particularly pesky moments. We are also allowed a sidearm when taking the shotgun. 1 set of companions allowed, 4 life Ironman mode, only loading autosaves on death, and otherwise we can gear up as we please. I sat down and spent some quality time with the debug menu to get ourselves geared up within the parameters of the challenge. One parameter was upgrades for the suit, but we were supposed to go from the CNPP, so no upgrades until we reach Pripyat. Starting in the north means the big mutants are out to play, and that's where this lovely little chimera decided to greet us before we traveled literally anywhere. My absolute unit of a shotgun made itself pretty handy right here. But that wouldn't last long, with my stamina being useless as per the survivalist difficulty. A second chimera got me like a sitting duck. Back to the beginning. We whooped the first chimera again, before the second chimera got zapped a few times by a roaming electrical anomaly. So much so that it got killed. Once in Pripyat, we carefully navigated the stadium full of anomalies and made our way down to the basement to visit our friends. This is where we delivered tools to the technician and grabbed a couple of upgrades. Now was game plan time. There's quite a few ways to navigate the zone in Anomaly, but making it from tip to tip as the most hostile faction in the game was definitely going to require a little forward thinking and some planning. I came up with the brilliant idea to go through the radar into the army warehouses, to Dead City, Yantar, Garbage, and finally into Cordon. Seemed like a good plan to me, so off we went. The radar housed a pseudo-giant who was conveniently stuck on a rock cliff. Thank you, Anomaly, for that. And the army warehouses had all the Monolith at Threshold instead of Freedom. Can't say I saw that coming, but if the game is going to give us more freebies, who am I to deny it? This is where we get our first firefight, and we tried to do it a little sneaky-breaky. The Merc was not going to go down easy, even taking shells to the knees, which would easily incapacitate my poor bony-ass knees. They were also getting backup, which was starting to scare me. At this point, I'd also noticed there were some ballistic changes in the game right now. I was running the Dark Signal Modpack at the time of recording, and I ran with the overhauled preset instead of the base one, meaning there were some alternate changes to the gameplay. A little bit of an oversight on my part, but we will press on. I made a quick little retreat, and that Merc I shot in the face a couple times followed me. Luckily, he didn't take too many more shells to deal with. The mercenary backup was, however, starting to move in, and I got shot square in the face right here. We did our best, but you know, our best just wasn't cutting it. Back to the radar entrance. On my return to the scene of the crime, I got immediately whacked. So, with our 4-life Ironman mode, that would leave us on last life right now. Buckle up, children. At this point, we were just gonna go for it, so we grabbed a couple companions to help us out for the meantime, and even though I didn't have any mods to make them buff or anything, they did actually help a decent amount. We carved through the mercs at the farmhouse, then slowly moved up to the Dead City restrictor. Even with slugs, fighting at distance with a shotgun proved to be a bit difficult. Getting closer helped, but not really, so I sent some hate downrange with the 45. Dead City, besides being way too bright, didn't pose much of a problem. We mainly avoided all the mishmash. Yantar was the biggest oversight I've made in this game in a long time. Here I was thinking, maybe I could just sneak by the base, but that was not gonna happen. So we started to fight. You know, a bunch of stupid ecologists in puny armor. I mean, how hard could it really be? Considering most of my posse got chewed up instantly, it's gonna be hard. We fought like strong Monolith soldiers, took on snorks from the behind, but the enemy was relentless. Instead, I decided to use my brain a little. We made a quick retreat and went to the opposite side of the ecologist base. It's too bad this didn't work, they saw me right away, and then I ran into the darkness anomaly while a zombie came to offer me an extended warranty on my car. Joke's on him, my car's 37 years old. We were reduced to fighting with double vision, but not even the darkness can tame the passion of the Monolith. Once my vision issues finally subsided, we decided to go back the other way around the base, ran into a few people, and then quickly went back to my tree. The tree will keep us safe, even from the asshats and exoskeletons, stupid, most powerful armor in the game. The idea here was to have them come to me, and I think it worked out pretty well. Now, sometimes things happen in this game that make me question my own sanity. Here is one of those moments. You guys are gonna sit here and watch me put bullet after bullet in this guy's dome piece. You think I'm kidding when I say bullet after bullet, but here we go. You guys keeping track? Because hopefully editing me is. Now, at this point, I'm questioning everything that this game is. I know this guy has a nice suit on, but come on. Sorry, this guy should be dead. So here comes the blessing of the Monolith to assert its dominance. Hey, any of you land lovers want to whine about the debug menu, go skip to 843 and then come complain. With most of the opposition scattered across the turf, we quickly made our way to the wild territory transition. The game, however, had other ideas. In trying to escape the pulse anomaly, I jumped into an electrical anomaly. The Monolith had other plans for me, because somehow we lived. Once into the wild territory, we took a moment to fix our gear and our guy. We were running low on medical supplies and ammo at this point, so we have to be a little more careful. Mostly bandits stood in our way, and I trusted the 45 to deal with them adequately. My trust was rewarded. With the nighttime rolling in, it was finally time for us to make use of some night vision. I made sure to grab a set when we began, and of course, I grabbed the best one. Duh. And Cord and the military guys were partaking in the getting shot in the head with the 45 Colt a dozen times party, so we just let the Sega rip. And the inner loot raccoon in me got myself into a pickle, nearly getting clipped while looking at corpses. This prompted me to wait. I mean it, I waited. He eventually made his way to me, and I thanked him properly by shooting him. We ran quickly to the fence line in the middle of Cordon and spent the next 10 minutes pacing back and forth looking for a break in the fence. Maybe I was just high and drunk, but I did not find it. Must be from radiophobia or something. That game gave me enough trauma anyway. Regardless, the kind folks on stream requested I go on the tracks and jump. And yeah. All hail the magic conch. Oh, wait, I mean the Monolith. Now, the original poster who posed the challenge had instructed me to utilize the Gauss Rifle once we get down to the southern checkpoint. I obliged and made a reasonable amount of use of those 10 shots. There was actually a lot of military stalkers down here, and eventually one ended up behind me. We fought valiantly, but he did take my last life. But don't you worry, fine folks. That was round 1. Now begins our second run, and one in which we had much better preparation for. Only issue is, I got right to restarting things and almost forgot to hit record. I remember by the time we got to the radar, but it happens. I grabbed an early companion squad and a Chimera promptly greeted us before we set off on the challenge again. This time, our route was a little different. We set off into the army warehouse, greeted Monolith brothers,
Ты будешь ликвидирован.
and took the fight to duty nearby the truck cemetery transition. That's correct, the truck cemetery. And this was a good idea. A nice relaxing jaunt through the irradiated vehicles with a few military stalkers at the end.
Я на готове.
Dark Valley was where we went to next, and I managed to, nice and easy, make it around the bandit base without attracting too much attention. Wasn't that easy though, once the pseudo-giant showed up, thanks. Oh, and a boar gave my leg a nice bruise. From Dark Valley we went to Garbage, and only faced a few military stalkers on our way to Cordon. This route was a lot better. We had ammo, medical supplies, and didn't needlessly burn lives because of me not paying attention, which gave me the onus to be a little more aggressive. The threshold at Cordon got a little dicey when my gun got smacked down in my hands. Always did annoy me how easily you drop weapons in this game. Can't have a random chance, can we? Just always goes flying when we get bashed. We traveled south, shot some fleeing flesh mutants, and made our merry way into the southern checkpoint. The checkpoint folded under the might of the Monolith. Once we found ourselves inside the building here, the military was powerless to stop us. I didn't even need the Gauss Rifle this time around. We simply demolished them with this beautiful shotgun we've been carrying this whole time. And that, my friends, is our Monolith Infiltration Challenge complete. And just for shits and giggles, we also ran over to the rookie village to give Sidorvich a shotgun shell to the face. But to my surprise, we got killed. Twice. And then the game crashed, which made me lose my patience. It was a good time to end anyway, though. I hope you guys enjoyed this little adventure. Peace out, and I will catch you on the flip.